This is the Jason Walker Show. Two-time National Sports Media Association Montana Sportscaster of the Year and three-time loser, the Jason Walker Show. The best local and statewide sports coverage, featuring the biggest guests from Montana.
Flint Rasmussen joining us here on the Jason Walker Show.
He's freaking exhausting, too. You used to dance a lot more. Yeah, I know, lady. I'm 51 years old now.
The NAI Hall of Famer Mike Van Diest joining us here, Jason Walker Show. And is it just a deal where quarterbacks have to be good golfers?
Well, that's all they have time for. They don't work out. They don't lift weights. They don't do anything else. They might as well go get on the golf course and at least have some fun.
And from across the country,
Doug Gottlieb, our guest here on the Jason Walker Show.
End of the day, remember, it's your show. It's got your name on it.
Howie Mandel, our guest here.
Jason Walker, deal or no deal?
the Jason Walker Show.
Hey, what up? Happy Thursday. The Jason Walker Show, hanging out in the man cave today. Just got back from skiing with the little one. Well, I didn't ski. My wife and the little one skied. She had her second lesson today. And then she got to go up on the chairlift. And then my wife went with her. So spent a few hours up there. Coming up today on the show, which, by the way, you can watch anytime at jasonwalkershow.com. Also Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, Podbean, Rumble, Network One Sports, everything. We're going to talk calendars with Kurt Sinnes, his Capital City Sports Greats calendar, now in its 8th year. He'll go through the 12 months of athletes. Also going to check in with Ty Ridgway, the East Helena High boys coach. Brandon Day, Helena High boys coach, will join us coming up in just a couple of minutes. Opening segment called The Walk Up, brought to you by Montana Custom Log Homes, the premier log home company in the industry. 3 distinct divisions, so you can create the log home of your dreams and your budget. If you got milled, handcrafted, timber frame, you can check them out online at yourcustomlog.com to get started today. Nobody builds custom log homes better than Montana Custom Log Homes. So Isaiah Ifanse has entered the transfer portal. The all-time leading rusher at Montana State broke that record this season after missing the regular season with a knee injury. But he's entering the transfer portal. And it's kind of similar to Samari Torre of the Grizz. Last year went on to big things with Nebraska. Kind of betters your chance to get into the NFL, although lately the Cats have had pretty good success getting into the NFL. But Ifanse decides to leave. Says, I'd like to thank Montana State University and Coach Vegan for pushing me to become a better player in person every day. I'd also like to thank Coach Choate's staff for being the first to take a chance on me and giving me an opportunity to play in Bozeman. To my teammates, I love you guys, and some of the adversity we endured throughout my 5 years, I'll forever be grateful. The lifelong relationships that have been built will be cherished, and the way you treated me like family since day one will never be forgotten. To Bobcat Nation, thank you. The support throughout the years has been nothing less than amazing. You guys have always been supportive of the program in any way you guys could. With that being said, after some conversations with my family and mentors, I've decided to enter my name in the transfer portal for my last year of eligibility. So, kind of a bummer. Broke the Montana State rushing record in the playoffs this year. And he is the all-time mark at 37.42. 100 more than Ryan Johnson, who had the mark. Ifanse broke that record with a 68-yard touchdown run in the playoffs against William and Mary in the quarters. And he'll be eligible to play immediately last year. Multiple knee surgeries, of course, coming off of last year. And he only played in 3 games this year, keeping him under the NCAA's 4-game redshirt limit for college football players. So best of luck to Isaiah. One of a kind, man, and a great, great kid. Young man, and he's going to do big things at a big school somewhere. Let's see here. There is basketball, Frontier Conference in action. Carroll College women getting a big win today. Camden Hillborn now with 418 assists in just 3.5 years with Rochelle Sayers and the Saints. She is the women's basketball record holder now, and currently leads the NAIA rather with 85 assists. Carroll, by the way, beat Lakeland College out of Canada 94-69 today. And congratulations to Cam. What a great young lady. And she's got solid conference season in front of her. Providence women will play tomorrow against Lakeland up in Havre. Carroll men not playing, of course, because of flight issues. Basically, they couldn't get to California, so that's not going to happen. Let's see here. What else did we see before we get to Brandon Day? Told you the Providence men's basketball team in action this week. They're down at Rocky taking on Dickinson State. Today they'll play Southern Alberta Institute of Technology tomorrow. And see if I can get a score update. Providence leads 68-64 midway through the second half. So keep you updated on that throughout the course of the show. And speaking of basketball, it is high school hoop season. The Western AA gets underway along with the Eastern AA next week. And joining us now on the Mike Miller State Farm Hotline to talk about the first few games of the season while he's still on vacation is the Helena High boys coach, Brandon Day, here on the Jason Walker Show.
Well, Coach, I appreciate you interrupting vacation time with the family to join us here on the show. How are you?
Oh, I'm doing great. It's my pleasure. Thanks for having me on.
It's always fun to talk with you. How was Christmas? And where are you guys?
So we go to we swap families every year. We go to Days and Scots depending on the year. And this year we were with the Scots, so we were down in Dillon this year.
Okay.
Lindsay's family has a little cabin by Polaris, Montana. We go spend some time up there.
Nice. Kids get out and about in the nice, snow and cold and have fun. Yeah.
A little bit of skiing, a little bit of sledding. We'll mix it up, snowmobiling. So
for sure,
it's pretty fun, a little outdoor stuff.
What was the favorite gift that you received this season?
Ooh, well, we got some good ones. So I think probably my favorite is my wife got us a little trip to Quinn's Hot Springs. So we're going to go up there and do that for one little overnighter for a little date night. But also, I got something to hang some games. So some stuff for hunting season. So, I was pretty lucky. I was very spoiled this season.
Well, that's good. We're talking with Helena High basketball coach Brandon Day here on the Mike Miller State Farm Hotline. Take me through the season so far. How you feeling?
Well, good. You never know when you have the younger players, and we do have a lot of guys returning that had a lot of experience last year, which is good. But coming out and playing Belgrade was a good start for us. We got to play a lot of guys in that game, trying to see who meshes well with who. And then we went on the Billings trip, and we kind of let one slip on us there against Skyview. I think that's a game we could have won, and not only did the players make mistakes, but I also made some big mistakes in key moments. I think that's one game we definitely could have won there, but we didn't, and showed our youth a little more in that game as well. And then senior was a great game. It was high scoring, fast paced. Senior surprisingly they shot better than I thought that they normally have, and it was a fun game, very competitive game as well. So very disappointed that we didn't get to play Bozeman, because that was another good team. To see where we were coming out of the gates, but the boys are itching and excited to get going again, and ready to go play Big Sky in that game.
When you look at the season so far, 2 wins in your first 3 games, I mean, that's I don't know if the last time that happened in the last few years.
Yeah, it's for me, it's definitely been a few years. I don't even know, because usually we don't get a win on those Billings trips. So to get a win up in Billings, it's big for us. So
Sure.
That was definitely something that got us going in the right direction.
You guys are almost the Helena High boys, almost like the opposite of Capital. They have 9 seniors. You guys are young. It's just cyclical, right? I mean, it's one of those things that next year you'll be loaded with age.
Yeah, and we so this year we do have with Dylan and Carson. Carson is out because he had foot surgery on his ankle, and Dylan had surgery also in football season, but he'll actually be coming back here not too long. And then Coulter and Kale, and then Joey Celescar came out this year, which was huge for us. So, we have a few more seniors than we were anticipating actually this year. But you're right, though, and we have some good juniors that kind of hide out and don't get a lot of attention. But, those guys hopefully will step in for next year along with our 8 sophomores that are up at the JV varsity level.
Man. Yeah, that'll be a loaded team next year. And you guys are going to get a lot of the experience as juniors this season, as you mentioned. What's been impressive about the way the guys came into the season and work coming off, football and other sports, but the way that they came in?
Well, the boys were ready to go, and that's I think I give a little bit of credit to they had a little bit of a break, but also I also give credit to Coach Broadhead. He's been great too with encouraging the boys to get going and play in multiple sports, and I think that's part of the reason why I had a few more guys come out this year, that older age group. So I really appreciate that from Coach Broadhead. But also, this bunch of boys, they want to compete and they want to play, and they're excited to play this year. I really feel like they think they're a competitive team this year, and I think that's also part of the excitement.
When you look at the course of a basketball team in high schools, sometimes you've had great shooters but no inside game, or a good inside game and no outside game. What's this year's team look like?
Our biggest thing this year is we're fast. We have a lot of speed. We're not overly big. Now, when Dylan comes back, that gives us a little bit more depth inside. But really, we're pretty well rounded offensively. We can score inside. We can shoot well from outside. I think we're shooting like 44% from 3 right now. We have multiple guys that can score on any given night, which is much different than it has been in the past. And I'm excited. They can play defense. They can get after teams, and we can push the ball up and down the court. So it's a more well-rounded team than I've had in the past for sure.
Helena High boys coach Brandon Day joining us here, Jason Walker Show on the Mike Miller State Farm Hotline. What's it like having a wife that coaches and is successful as well?
Oh, good question. It's funny because we battle this, every year. Especially now that we throw the kids' youth sports in there too. There's a lot of juggling that goes on. We always joke around that we don't really get to see each other until a short span and Christmas vacation and then March. But she's always been very successful, and I'm happy for her for that. You just go and cheer and support where you can. I actually found that being a spouse of a coach is much more stressful than actually being a coach. You just have no control, and you feel for them when they don't have the success that they want. But no, it's fun, and I enjoy the dynamics that we have as a family, and it's created a lot of relationships in the schools, and
Sure.
We're both pretty lucky to have an opportunity to coach at the same school and she have success. So no, it's been great.
Yesterday was National Card Playing Day. What's your favorite card game?
Oh boy,
I'm breaking out the tough questions, Coach.
You really are. I think I'm going to have to say Pinnacle.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I think I'm going to have to go with Pinnacle. It's a day family. I mean, that's something every time we get together, we play Pinnacle. So I think that would be my game.
That's a good one. Have you ever played whist?
No, I haven't.
Okay, it's a lot like Pinochle. It might be a North Dakota game. I don't know. But I grew up playing that and then learned how to play Pinochle. So I'm right there with you. I'm a cribbage guy now. I love, I feel like one of those old guys that, or old ladies that go to bingo. I play cribbage.
You be careful that old. I play cribbage so fighting fire when I go in the summers. Fight fire. We play a lot of cribbage. So
nice.
That's a great game. Great game.
Yes.
Right up there with Pinnacle.
Have you had the perfect hand in cribbage?
I never have.
Me either.
Nope, I have not. I think I've had one shy.
You didn't have the jack that matched.
Yeah, I don't think I had. I think I had, or else I played somebody that did. Can't remember which one it was.
Yeah,
probably the other is probably the person I was playing. I didn't know my luck.
24 is my high, but
that's a wonderful hand as well. I would
yes, it is. Hey, enjoy the rest of your vacation, and tell Coach Day hi, the other coach, and look forward to chatting the season as it gets rolling here next week in conference play.
Well, thank you, Jason, for calling, and it was nice visiting with you.
That is Helena High coach Brandon Day. The Bengals get back into action next week, and we appreciate him joining us on vacation. Oh, man. We have great coaches that we get to chat with all the time here on the Mike Miller State Farm Hotline. It's not just a bundle. It's your home. It's your auto. It's your life. Mike understands that. Get a hold of Mike Miller State Farm in Helena today. All right, quick break. We'll come back. We'll continue with the basketball theme. East Helena boys basketball coach Ty Ridgway will join us next. The walk-up is brought to you by Montana Custom Log Homes, the premier log home company in the industry, featured on Fox Business News last week. Check it out on Facebook, and also check them out at yourcustomlog.com. They're veteran-owned, family-owned, woman-owned, and operated. They treat you like family because it's a family-owned business. Montana Custom Log Homes. Ty Ridgway coming up next here, Jason Walker Show.
Strength, beauty, grit, superior craftsmanship. Our homes have it all. At Montana Custom Log Homes, if you can dream it, we can build it. With 3 divisions and over 50 years experience, we've got you covered. From a showcase home to a small cabin, we make your vision a reality. Because every cowboy wants a castle for his queen. Montana Custom Log Homes, crafting homes that last for generations.
Do you love to look at photos of Montana, from animals to landscapes and more? Are you looking for a place to get your senior pictures or family portraits done? Are you a business owner looking to upgrade the decor in your offices? Well, look no further than Mark LaRoe Photography. Mark has been shooting beautiful photos all across the Treasure State, from rodeos to portraits, and would love to work with you. Visit marklaroephotography.com to see many masterpieces of his work, then give him a call to schedule your own photo shoot. Or to purchase one of his fantastic pieces, stop by Spirit of the Big Sky Gallery on Custer in Helena. marklaroephotography.com. Yes, it's true that Montana is a long way from the Gulf Coast, but you can bring that Cajun flavor home with a stop at Cafe Zydeco. From po' boys to classic sandwiches, Cafe Zydeco has all the best Cajun in town. Are you in the mood for seafood gumbo or crawfish etouffee? Maybe you're craving jambalaya with some shrimp and grits. Head in for breakfast, lunch, or dinner, or call ahead for pickup or delivery. Cafe Zydeco will fix all your southern cravings, even on a chilly Montana day. Cafe Zydeco is a proud sponsor of The Jason Walker Show.
Summer, the season to work hard, play hard. The days are heating up and getting longer. The smell of fresh cut grass, the hot sun on your skin. Who we kidding? We all know you're really thinking about having fun and relaxing at the Copper Club Casino. Meet your friends for a cold one. Play a $5 or $2. When you want great service, cold drinks, and fun entertainment, this is the place. The Copper Club Casino, where everybody knows your name any time of year. On Euclid, across from the Lundy Center, the Copper Club Casino.
L&P Grocery offers Boulder a convenient shopping experience, whether you're stopping in for a few things or stocking up for the week ahead. From fresh produce and meat to all the staples you need to feed your family, you'll find it here. L&P Grocery is also proud to have partnerships with local brands and carry products unique to the area. Stop by to exchange propane tanks, pick up fishing tackle, grab your prescription, or get your photo taken at the Pitcher Kiosk. They're delighted to be the one-stop shop for local area Boulder residents who want to support local business. Visit lnpgrocery.com and at 215 North Main Street. Spring is fast approaching and summer is just around the corner, so now is the time to get those windows tinted at Auto Concepts as the sun starts to heat up. Tinting is the best way to keep the sun out of your little one's eyes driving down the road. Plus, it just looks cool. Auto Concepts is your exclusive 3M dealer for tinting, as well as the best clear bras in town. Auto Concepts clear bras will not fade or yellow over time. And don't forget about suspension lifts and power steps for your rig too. Visit AutoConceptsHelena.com or check them out on Facebook. Auto Concepts, the auto enhancement professionals.
Who doesn't love being number one? When your team's dominating the standings, or your favorite band rocks the charts at number one, it feels good, right? Kind of like how it feels when you have auto insurance with State Farm. Because making you feel like number one is an honor your local State Farm agent takes seriously. Through the good times and not so good, your State Farm agent's proud to be here to help life go right.
Call State Farm agent Mike Miller in Helena today.
Store-wide savings are what you'll find when you shop for new home furnishings at Rucker's Furniture. This means tremendous values on Helena's largest in-stock selection of home furnishings. When you shop Rucker's, you'll find store-wide savings on the furniture you want for every room in your home. And you'll also find our selection of Serta iComfort, the most comfortable beds in Helena. 12-month financing is available with approved credit on most purchases over $299. Ask for details. You'll find store-wide savings at Rucker's Furniture, 1010 Dearborn, Helena.
Welcome back to the Jason Walker Show.
Welcome back, Jason Walker Show on a Thursday. Hope you've had a great week. Going to talk to Kurt Sinnes about his Capital City Sports Greats calendar of 2023. It is out, and he'll be signing autographs. Buzz Boutique, Friday and Saturday, 4:30 to 6 on Friday, 10 to 12 on Saturday. But we'll talk to him. Ty Ridgway, East Helena High Boys coach, will join us in a couple of moments. NAI wrestling polls are out. Southern Oregon women on top, followed by Grandview, Life, Campbellsville, and Menlo. And then sitting in a tie for number 5, the Providence women. They are good, and they are fun to watch. Providence women also have 2 top girls ranked in the nation. Ira Navarro at 101. Erin Hakiji of Providence is ranked second at 101. And then you've got Ashley Gooman ranked number 1 at 116. On the men's side, Grandview number 1, Life, Georgia second, Southeastern Florida, who beat Providence in a duel, a tight, I think it was 18-15 a couple weeks ago. Doane, Nebraska, Indiana Tech. Providence men ranked number 8th. And turn that off. Let's see here. Providence men ranked number 8. Eastern Oregon out of the Cascade is ranked 10th. There are 8 teams from the Cascade in the top 25 on the men's side. Northern, just outside, they dropped from the poll, and they are the 21st ranked team in the country. A couple of Montana connections. Jordan Comack is ranked, I think, 9th for Providence at what is he? I should know this. Let's see, 165? No. All right, let's start at the top, shall we? The schools in Montana that have individuals ranked, so that would be Providence, Joel Avila, 9th at 133. Let's see. Nobody from Northern. Northern's Martin Wilkie is ranked 7th in the nation at 149. Let's see here. Who else? There's a couple. Aiden Graves, 13th at 157 from Providence. Northern's Connor Harris, 25th at 157. Jordan Comack, 165, is ranked 6th for Providence. Northern's Devin Crawford, former Helena High standout, 165, ranked 23rd in the nation. Bridger Hall of Providence, 25th. Nakota Siegel of Northern's ranked 3rd in the country at 174. Abel Nava of Providence, 8th in the same weight class. Northern's Ryland Burns ranked 22nd at 174. Hayden Schroll, Providence, 24th. At 184, you have Sawyer Hobbs of Providence, 11th in the nation. Alan Badley of Providence, 184, is ranked 22nd. At 197, I know there's Providence's Liam Swanson is at 13th. There's 3 Swansons on the team. Liam Swanson's ranked 13th at 197. Carl Hansen of Northern ranked 14th. And at 285, let's see here. Ethan DeRoche, Providence, ranked 23rd and ranked 2nd in the country after beating the defending champ from Southeastern, Gage Braun, a couple weeks ago down in Florida. Casey Boudet of Providence ranked 2nd, former CMR standout. So there's your NAI wrestling polls, if you are so inclined to follow the sport of wrestling. And there are Montanans all over, man. Wrestling is huge in this state. I know, from the little guys to the high schools to college. And I know that Providence and Northern are going to have a duel, I think, right before the all-class state tournament down in Billings, state wrestling meet in February. So it is awesome. I wrestled one year, wish I had wrestled the rest of high school. My son was a state champ in little guy wrestling in 7th grade. Wrestled one year at Stevensville in high school before moving back to Helena High. But it's a great sport, and for the guys and the girls. And I love the growth of women's wrestling in the state of Montana and really across the nation. It is fantastic. Speaking of growth, the East Helena High boys on a growing trend. They've already matched last year's win total with 3, sitting with a conference win as well in the Southwest A. And joining us now on the Mike Miller State Farm Hotline to chat about my Vigilantes is none other than the head coach, Ty Ridgway, here on the Jason Walker Show.
All right, Coach. It's been my theme all week, but how was your Christmas?
Hi, Jason. Well, thanks for having me on the show for one thing here. And yeah, Christmas was good. You know, it was nice to have. You know, we gave the players 4 days off, and after our Frenchtown game, and yeah, it was nice to just spend time with family, and not think about basketball too much, and watch the kids open their gifts, and it was very relaxing and fun. So it's now we're back to work again this week. So,
what was the best Christmas gift you received?
The best Christmas gift that I got?
Yes.
Oh man. As we get older, it's like you don't really care about the gifts much anymore. It's more about watching the kids open their gifts.
Sure.
And, my folks are like, what do you want for Christmas? Or my wife, and it's like, whatever. So I guess gift cards are good, and we got some cash, so that way you can just kind of go out and buy whatever you want. So
sure. Okay. Favorite Christmas song?
Oh, favorite Christmas song. Whew. I'm kind of hip to the Wonderland. Walking in a Winter Wonderland song.
Ooh, good one. That's a good one.
Okay.
I'll go with that. We're talking with East Helena High boys coach Ty Ridgway here. Mike Miller, State Farm Hotline. Yesterday was National Card Playing Day. Do you guys play card games?
I'm a big cribbage fan.
Oh my gosh. Thank you. Finally, someone.
Love to play cribbage, but nobody in my family, my my wife will play with me once in a while, but it's I'm trying to get my kids to learn how to play it. It's a great math game.
Yeah.
But no, I love cribbage, love Uno. So
nice. I feel like we're
when I get an
kindred
opportunity
spirits.
to do that, that's fun.
Yes.
What's that?
I feel like we're kindred spirits a little.
Yeah.
Do you ever get basketballed out? Is there a time where you're just like, I need a break? Because after watching 17 games in Phoenix last week, it was like, I'm done.
You're done.
I'm done for a while. So is there a point, can you get to that point as a basketball coach?
I think during the season, I'm pretty excited about the season. I love watching film, breaking down film and, just hanging out with the guys and coaching them and teaching. And, but yeah, I think, towards the end of the season, after the tournaments and stuff are done, postseason stuff. And, you're kind of like, I can take a breath now and relax a little bit, but then you have to get back to work again, get ready for the summer and stuff like that. But yeah, you get about a month off after the season's over to just kind of rewind a little bit and unwind. But no, I mean there are times during the season it's like it's a grind, as you know, and a lot of games and a lot of travel, and so it does wear on you a little bit. But you just kind of be mentally tough and come with the right mindset that, you're here to help kids and coach the kids to the best of their ability.
You guys are 3-3. So you mentioned a lot of games. You've got 6 under your belt already. Some teams, especially in the AA, just with the 3. But picking up some firsts this year, a conference win and a lot of great things happening. What is this, year 3 now? Year 2? Year 3?
Year 2
for
varsity.
Year
2 for varsity,
yeah,
right?
Okay. It's nice to see that progress, I guess.
Yeah, it's we started out the season with a win in at the Frenchtown tip-off tournament against Libby, which was a good win for us. And then our other 2 wins, we beat Powell County up in Deer Lodge, and then we got Stevensville here at home. So yeah, we've matched our wins total from last year already, but the kids aren't satisfied with that yet. Their main goal right now is to get to that divisional tournament, because not everybody goes to that. You have to place in the top 4 in your conference.
Mm-hmm.
And so I feel the kids are really focused right now and working hard, and we still got a lot of things that we need to work on, obviously, and iron out. And, we haven't played our best game yet. We're struggling shooting wise right now, but we're getting, just doing the little things right now that we really need to work on. Turnovers, boxing out, that kind of stuff. But with those 3 wins, we did enough just to win those games. But, like I said, we've got a lot of more work to do still.
Are the Vigilantes going to be an outside team, an inside team? Obviously you want the balance, but that depends on your roster. So take me through my Vigilantes.
We're really focusing right now on, getting the ball inside and, which then opens up our outside game. And just moving the ball from side to side, reversing the ball and making the defense work a little bit, especially, we have the shot clock going and we just don't want to be a one pass, shoot them up, type of team. We want to make the defense work a little bit before we can get good shots. And, our shooters right now are struggling a little bit, from the outside. I think once we get that inside game going a little bit, that will open up our outside game and those shots will start falling. And, we've got some good big kids and we've got some great shooters. We just haven't put all those things together yet in one game. So,
well, it's early in the season still, so
Oh yeah, yep.
not all is lost yet.
No, it's not, and that's what I keep telling the kids. I'm like, it's early. Those shots will start falling. And
yep, yeah. I mean, you've been around the game long enough to know that as Coach Gary Turcotte always used to tell me, basketball is a game of runs, and
it is.
You get hot, the rest of the team can get hot, and man, it can steamroll. Talking with East Helena High Vigilante coach Ty Ridgway here, Mike Miller, State Farm Hotline. You mentioned the travel. This is your last year in the Southwest, I guess. You guys moving to that other side of the state. Still going to be travel. I mean, we know the A is spread out with just, a couple of dozen teams, but is it better for you guys this year, or will it be better next year?
Well, next year, we'll probably have to have a couple overnight trips. Just because, you got Lockwood, Hardin, Billings Central, Laurel, those are long, just one day trips. So, I'm guessing we'll have a couple of overnight trips to get two games in there. It's going to be, at least it's interstate, which is nice.
Mm-hmm.
Most of it's interstate. But, I don't think, it doesn't matter what conference we're in. It's going to be a grind. It's going to be tough. Especially this year, the Southwest A is as good as it's been in a long time and better than last year. We've, 3 teams out of our conference are in the top 5 in the state right now.
Yeah.
And so, and the East has some great teams too. So, it's going to be a grind. It doesn't matter, where we go, we're going to have to compete hard and whether it's traveling long distances or what. So,
yeah, it's not going to get any easier. When you go to Billings Central, like you said, Laurel, Lockwood, it's not like you have the easy division this year with the defending champs and Butte Central and
right.
Dougie Peoples. I mean, he does everything.
Yep.
Frenchtown's good. Hamilton's good. Dillon's always solid.
Dillon's always good. Yep.
Yeah. Have fun with the Southwest.
Yeah. Well, even, Stevensville's not a bad team. They play hard, and Corvallis they're better than they were last year. And so it's like I told the kids, it's not getting any easier right now. You just got to go out and compete and play hard and execute and play great defense.
You brought up the shot clock, and it's interesting. I haven't asked any of the coaches yet this week how it's been, but I'll ask you. You adjusted, to your first year of varsity ball last year, and then your second year, boom, here we go, shot clock. How did your coaching style change?
We're using it a lot in practice. When we get up and down a little bit and do some half court drills and whatnot, we turn on that 35-second shot clock, and you got to come up with an offense, that you can get the ball in your best player's hands when that shot clock starts winding down, and even just adjusting your defense when you're on defense, coming out with a call or a defensive call, the last 10 seconds, are we going to go man? Are we going to go zone? Just kind of switch it up. But, I think offensively, it hasn't really affected us too much. Like I said, we're really working on moving the ball right now. And, and if we can keep that ball moving for at least to the last 10 seconds, we're making that defense work. And, rather than just 1 or 2 passes and that shot's going up, and I know a lot of teams, their philosophy is, let's get the ball down the court as fast as we can and try to score, and we try to do that too, but we want to, obviously take good shots. And I think it's going to affect the obviously going into halftime, the end of the second quarter, the shot clock, and then obviously the end of the game.
Mm-hmm. Before I let you go, staying with that shot clock theme, but offensive rebounds throughout the course of history in basketball have always been important, but if you guys miss a shot with 2 seconds on the shot clock, get the offensive rebound, make that defense. It's almost like a good offensive line that can wear down a defense by the second half. You guys, if offensive teams can get offensive rebounds, you make a defense work. That adds up.
Oh, it does. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, if you got guys that, can crash the boards and get that offensive rebound, and you don't obviously have a good shot, put it back in, take it right back out and make the defense work some more for another 35 seconds. So yeah, absolutely. That's huge this year.
Well, Coach, I'm looking forward to chatting as the season progresses, starting in 2023. And congrats on the early season success. Keep it rolling for my Vigilantes. And, I still got to get my Vigilante jersey. Number 10 would be sweet hanging here in the man cave. I'm just saying.
We'll work on that.
Okay, sounds good. Hey, enjoy the rest of the break, and we'll talk soon.
Well, thanks, Jason. Thanks for having me on the show, and have a happy new year, and look forward to visiting with you in the future.
That is Ty Ridgway, the East Helena High boys coach on the Mike Miller State Farm Hotline. Get a hold of Mike for all of your auto, home, and life insurance needs. Quick break. We'll come back, and the great Kurt Sinnis will join the show. He'll talk about his calendar, who made the cut for 2023. That's next. This is the Jason Walker Show. This segment brought to you by Ruckers Furniture.
Store-wide savings are what you'll find when you shop for new home furnishings at Ruckers Furniture. This means tremendous values on Helena's largest in-stock selection of home furnishings. When you shop Ruckers, you'll find store-wide savings on the furniture you want for every room in your home. And you'll also find our selection of Serta iComfort, the most comfortable beds in Helena. 12-month financing is available with approved credit on most purchases over $289. Ask for details. You'll find store-wide savings at Ruckers Furniture, 1010 Dearborn, Helena.
Everyone knows about Dinner's Done Right and the convenience of the cook and carry cuisines. It's so easy to just stop by and you have something for dinner that night. But there's also one more thing you need to know about. Dinner's Done Right Grab and Go Salad Bar. Yes, I said salad bar. Always the freshest ingredients, along with a daily soup and nacho bar too. So the next time you are in a rush or you just want to eat healthy, stop by Dinner's Done Right for the soup, salad, and nacho bar. For monthly menus and more info, it's dinnersdoneright.com. L&P Grocery offers Boulder a convenient shopping experience, whether you're stopping in for a few things or stocking up for the week ahead. From fresh produce and meat to all the staples you need to feed your family, you'll find it here. L&P Grocery is also proud to have partnerships with local brands and carry products unique to the area. Stop by to exchange propane tanks, pick up fishing tackle, grab your prescription, or get your photo taken at the Pitcher Kiosk. They're delighted to be the one-stop shop for local area Boulder residents who want to support local business. Visit lnpgrocery.com and at 215 North Main Street.
Who doesn't love being number one? When your team's dominating the standings, or your favorite band rocks the charts at number one, it feels good, right? Kind of like how it feels when you have auto insurance with State Farm. Because making you feel like number one is an honor your local State Farm agent takes seriously. Through the good times and not so good, your State Farm agent's proud to be here to help life go right.
Call State Farm agent Mike Miller in Helena today.
Strength, beauty, grit, superior craftsmanship. Our homes have it all. At Montana Custom Log Homes, if you can dream it, we can build it. With 3 divisions and over 50 years experience, we've got you covered. From a showcase home to a small cabin, we make your vision a reality. Because every cowboy wants a castle for his queen. Montana Custom Log Homes, crafting homes that last for generations.
Yes, it's true that Montana is a long way from the Gulf Coast, but you can bring that Cajun flavor home with a stop at Cafe Zydeco. From po' boys to classic sandwiches, Cafe Zydeco has all the best Cajun in town. Are you in the mood for seafood gumbo or crawfish etouffee? Maybe you're craving jambalaya with some shrimp and grits. Head in for breakfast, lunch, or dinner, or call ahead for pickup or delivery. Cafe Zydeco will fix all your southern cravings, even on a chilly Montana day. Cafe Zydeco is a proud sponsor of The Jason Walker Show.
Summer, the season to work hard, play hard. The days are heating up and getting longer. The smell of fresh cut grass, the hot sun on your skin. We kidding. We all know you're really thinking about having fun and relaxing at the Copper Club Casino. Meet your friends for a cold one. Play a $5 or $2. When you want great service, cold drinks, and fun entertainment, this is the place. The Copper Club Casino, where everybody knows your name any time of year. On Euclid across from Molendi Center, the Copper Club Casino.
This is the Jason Walker Show.
Welcome back, Jason Walker Show. Segment brought to you by the Copper Club Casino. Hot games, warm staff, cold beer. Stop in. anytime and have some fun. On this day in history coming up, the walk-off and more. But for the 8th consecutive year, do we call him the intrepid? The genius, Kurt Sinnes, has come out with yet another calendar, Capital City Greats Calendar 2023. He will be signing autographs for that at Buzz Boutique Friday from 4:30 to 6, Saturday from 10 to 12. And to talk about his calendar and convince you to sell it, he joins us now on the buy it. He joins us now on the Mike Miller State Farm Hotline.
All right, Mr. Sinnes, it is always a pleasure to chat with you. It's time for our yearly conversation. But first, before we get into the sports calendars, I know you love when I throw just random stuff at you, but how was the holidays so far?
Well, good morning. Thanks for our annual meeting and catch-up time. And holidays were good. We put up our fake Santa Claus in the window the day of Christmas. We had to wait for him to show up.
Oh, okay.
Before we could do any decorating. But, yeah, things are good. We're surviving the slush bowl, that 39 or 36 below or whatever it was.
Yep.
Man, it's been a long time since that happened in Montana, huh?
Yeah.
That cold.
Yeah, without the wind.
Yeah. And then it warms up 76 degrees in a 60-hour period.
Yeah, no, it's crazy.
What was it? 76 from 36 below to 40 above in 6 hours. So
it's nuts. It's Montana in the winter. That's what we come to expect.
Yeah, and remember what George Carlin always said. If you don't like the weather, move.
There you go. Yeah. Although there weren't many places to move to last week when it was so cold because everywhere else was getting cold too.
Yeah, that's true.
Except Phoenix. Phoenix was nice. We're talking with Kurt Sinnes. He's got his calendar out, Helena Sports Greats 2023, and one final off calendar topic. But your wife owns a boutique, so does she do the decorating in Christmas, or do you do it?
She asked me to do it.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, and and I even remembered where the Christmas tree was this year for the first time when I put it away last. When I put it away last year, I said, "Okay, now remember this.
Yes.
Remember that.
That's important, Kurt."
Yeah, so I had to remind myself, okay, Christmas is getting close.
There you go.
And you do remember where the Christmas tree is, right? Yeah. Okay.
All right, let's start talking calendar here, and it's the 2023 edition of the Helena Sports Calendar, and I have a question to start January with.
Okay.
You've got 2 Flathead High grads, but with connections to Helena through different the non-traditional sports of skiing and rodeo. So let's start in January. Nancy Jorgensen Emmert, Flathead High.
Well, you know the connection there.
It's just weird to look at your calendar and have Flathead High listed, not a Helena or a Cathedral or Capital.
Yeah. Before we start, I always forget my sponsors. I want to list my sponsors. Century 21 Realty, Buzz Boutique, of course, my wife's place. That's where I display the calendars and I do my signings. Staley Engineering, Valley Bank, Speaker Sprinklers, Edward Jones, Financial Advisor, Ed Clinch, Gold Rush Electric, Craig Martin, and Bill Berrigan Construction. And I sell their $20 a piece, 4 for $70. And I haven't raised my prices in 8 years, Jason.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I can't see. I either got to jump to 25 or do less work. So,
well, as you get older, I don't think your work decreases. You just keep going and going.
Well, I don't know about that. I try to keep going, and it does get harder every year. But so Nancy Jorgensen Emmert, mother of Ty Emmert, the National Player of the Year for Carroll College, and J.D. Emmert. Mm-hmm. And another connection with Helena there is her coach was Bob Hollow from the Hollow family, from Helena. So anybody that's been to Great Divide knows the name Hollow. Yeah, she was a 3-time U.S. Ski Association Northern Division champion. She qualified for nationals 3 times. The second year she didn't make it because of a broken leg in a practice run. And then the third year she was won the inaugural Gold Cup, 1969, and she placed 24th in the downhill at Junior Nationals at Alaska's Mount Alyeska. Now, the other gal, it was just a coincidence. There were 3 gals in 1 month, which it was just coincidentally worked out that way with the sports, you know. Mm-hmm. Let's see. Libby Hardwick, Helena High, swimming. Libby was a 3-year All-Stater for Helena High swim team from 2011 to 13. She garnered 5 top 6 state meet medals while helping Helena High to back-to-back AA championships. And she went on to swim for Concordia College, Lady Cobbers.
Mm.
Now, so you're, well, the third one's a hockey player, Tyler Holland from Helena High. She was a 3-sport athlete: hockey, volleyball, softball. In 2015, she was a member of 3 state championships, hockey championships, for the Bozeman U19 Ice Dogs girls team, the Helena Bighorns high school team, which was co-ed, and then the Big Sky Wildcats winning the Northern Plains girls district. She was a 2-time All-Stater in softball, and she went on to play both sports at Minot State College, softball and hockey. In her senior year, playing with her sister Karen, the Lady Beavers placed as national runners-up in hockey.
That's
January.
That is January, and it's awesome because, like you said, you've got 3 ladies sitting right there, and that's a good way to start. I mean, I love me some women's sports, so well done in January. Yeah. What a good way to start the year.
Yeah, right. So February, in wrestling, we have Blaine Palmquist from Helena High. He wrestled and played football in the mid-1960s. And I thought it was interesting about Blaine, his junior year, he wrestled at 165. He had 1 varsity match, and the heavyweight got hurt that year. So he moved up to heavyweight, and he ended up placing 3rd at divisionals.
Oh, wow.
And then he placed 3rd again the next year at 180. And he was a 2-year starter on the interior line for the Bengal football team. And then Blaine went on to become a Vietnam veteran.
Oh, okay.
Our other wrestler from Capitol High was Gary Lasotsky. And he was a member of the highest placing Bruin wrestling team at state. They placed 4th in 1983. Now they've had a couple other teams that have reached that high, but so far no Bruin team has gotten the third place trophy. So maybe they'll pull that off this year.
There's a good chance of that.
But yeah, and Gary was also a rodeoer.
Mm-hmm.
And then our third athlete is a bowler, Trevor McDonald. And he started out, he won his first state championship at 17 when he captured the 1984 state junior scratch singles title. And in 1988, he won the City Masters when he was 21. And in 1989, he won the City championship singles title. And Trevor has bowled 2 300 games. And he has captured the league bowling title with a 219 average. It used to be called the Herb Gex Award. Not sure what it's called now these days.
Man, just impressive.
That's February.
Just impressive. Bowling. And that's what I love, Kurt, about your calendar too, is it's not just, like I said, the mainstream sports of basketball, football, volleyball, things like that. You throw in bowling, you throw in rodeo, you throw in things like that.
Right. Yeah, I try to do that. I've always kind of tried to do that. As a minor sport athlete my own self. I want to get in the other sports that don't get quite as much attention. Last year I had a triathlete. And I have had a pool player in the past. So,
well, you are a billiards professional, so.
No. I thought I was good until they played somebody that was good. And I figured, well, I better work for a living.
Well, but if you've made money doing the sport, you're a pro at it. So I consider myself a pro golfer, a pro fisherman.
Yeah.
I won money.
Yeah. Well, the trick one of the tricks to winning money at a sport like that, either get a great spot or don't play anybody that's better than you.
Sage advice as we head into the new year from none other than Kurt Sinnes. I love it. Kurt joining us here on the Mike Miller State Farm Hotline. All right, let's move on to March. And now you move into basketball a little bit, and some unbelievable names sitting in March.
Right. So for March, I cover guys basketball, and I've got all 3 high schools, even though, we do have 3 high schools now, but back in the 60s, before we only had 2, our third high school was Helena Cathedral High. And I've got one of those guys from the mid-60s, Ron Opitz, and that name is familiar to, our contemporary stuff that's going on with his grandson, Hayden Opitz. But Ron was a big guy, played center for the basketball team, and went on to play in the city adult league in the National Guard team. The Capital player representative this year is Dave Turnus from Capital High. Played in the early 1980s. He was averaged. He was the team's number 2 scorer and rebounder, and he was elected first team All-State. And he also was an all-conference quarterback for the Brown and Gold. And then the Helena High rep this year is Andy Brown. Played for the state runner-up Bengals in, what year was that? 2001. And then he went on to a Hall of Fame career with Carroll College. That was the first, and I think might be the only team that made it to the semifinals in the national tournament.
Well, the 2019 team made it to the national championship.
Oh, okay. Second team then. But they were the first.
Yeah, they were the first. You know, he had some good coaches there. You know, Helena High to Carroll, you go from Steve Keller to Gary Turcotte. That's you're learning from some good ones.
Right. And Andy was inducted into the Carroll Hall of Fame in 2017. So now we jump to April. And, so 2 softball players and a rodeoer. Helen High softball is Drew Mihelish. She was a 3-year starter for HHS, batting leadoff. And she was a center fielder converted. She was a converted first baseman to center field.
Wow.
And Drew was a 2-time All-Stater and a 2-time Great Falls Tribune Super State teamer. And she also played a little hoops for the Bengals.
What's her
conference guard?
What's her connection to Coach Mihelish?
He is an uncle.
Okay.
Yeah, and so Mihelish Field.
Yep.
Obviously, that was her grandfather. I went to school with her dad, Bruce.
Okay.
He was good.
So they didn't
football player.
They didn't name it after her. I'm kidding. I know the history of Mihelish Field, but
no, not at 19. Capital High player is Carrie Schneckloth, and she played for the Lady Bruins in the mid 1990s. When did that sport start? 91. Yeah, so it was early on in MHSA softball. And in 4 years, she never missed a game.
Wow.
She was a 3-time all-conference. She was a pitcher and a first baseman. So now the rodeoer. Now, is this the flathead gal you're talking about?
Yep.
Okay, yeah. Shanda Armstrong, her maiden name was Decker, and she's from the Flathead Valley. But she married a Helena guy, Jason Armstrong. And you know Brian Armstrong?
Yep.
Okay, Jason is Brian's brother.
Okay.
And he's a steer wrestler, and she was, and she's still competing, but her claim to fame in 2008, she was the NRA year-end breakaway champion.
Which is not easy to win.
No. Okay, next up is May, and we have a familiar face and quite a picture. Mike Miller. Everybody knows him as a longtime Capital High softball coach, 2-time state champions. But he started out as a tennis player at Helena High in the mid-70s. And when I started researching all the stuff that Mike did, I couldn't believe it. I mean, he did everything. He's one of those guys that, he was a golfer. He was a bowler. Then he played softball up into his 50s. And he played basketball. He scored 34 points one time in that men's city basketball league. So I was that's the fun thing about doing this is you learn stuff that you didn't know before.
Well, now I've got stuff to ask Coach when I talk to him during softball season.
Yeah. So you'll have to bring up his tennis game.
Yes.
So gals track and field. We've got one from each school there. Danielle Merritt for Capital High. She was a sprinter and ran the relays, and she was part of that when they won those back-to-back championships for the Lady Bruins in 96 and 97. Danielle was part of that.
Was Coach Shirley coach then?
Shirley Chesterfield, Stanton.
The Hall of Famer.
Yep. And then the Lady Bengal is Randy Grognally. And she was a 4-year track letterman, 78 to 81. and very versatile. She competed in 6 different events, but and she had some school records. She did the hurdles. She tied a high jump record, and she long jumped. Okay, June.
I feel like every time we do this every year, I feel like Neil Sedaka, and you're my calendar girl.
Yeah.
And I mean that in the best way.
I love my calendar.
Hey, who knew we were going to get singing from Kurt Sinnes in the morning? I love it.
Okay, these are the guys. We've got one from Helena High, one from Capital. The Bengal is Barry Mortensen. He was a year ahead of me at Helena High, and he was the state champion. Boy, we had a great set of hurdlers in that class. Barry Mortensen and Joe Epler. Barry won they were first and second all year long in both races, pretty much. And Barry nipped him at the at that time they were the 120-yard high hurdles, and Joe won the lows were 180 yards.
Oh, geez.
So, yeah. And Barry was a great basketball player, rebounder. He was averaging 15 boards a game for the Bengals. He was 6'4".
Wow.
Lena Mortensen?
I do not.
Carroll College volleyball All-American. That's his daughter.
Oh, okay.
Lena Mortensen. I can't think of her married name. And so the boys trackster is Bobby Biskupiak.
That's a great picture, by the way.
Isn't that something?
Oh, man.
Yeah. Well, he ended up going 17-2, and that's what that looks like, doesn't it?
Yes,
that looks like about 17 feet right there.
It looks about 50 feet. I'm scared just looking at it.
Yeah. Upside down at 17 feet. There's not a lot of people that have seen that view.
No.
But he was state champion pole vaulter, shared the school record of 15.6. A javelin thrower, had the school record in the javelin as well before he hurt his elbow. Went on to Montana State. Pole vaulter from Montana State. Now, the third guy this month is Peter Dan Sullivan, who has done just about everything himself, but I've got him in for his triathlons. He won several Spring Meadow Lake triathlons, and runner as with the team with the relay events, and then as runner up in the open events. And then he's won that Seeley Lake Challenge a few times. But I love this picture of Peter Dan as a football player. You know, he's mostly known for his distance running, right?
Mm-hmm.
But he was a good football player, hard-nosed linebacker for the Bruins.
Now,
led the team in tackles before he got hurt.
Is his dad the Mr. Sullivan? Used to do financial work.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and I think they're both Peter Dan. I'm not sure. I think the dad goes by Peter.
Yeah, he does. Well, I call him Mr. Sullivan at the golf course.
Right. That's the guy.
Oh, okay. See, you learn something new every day.
Yeah. So now we're in July. Got 3 baseball players here. Again, one from each school. Dan Lieberg from Helena High. They called him Mr. Everything. In 1969 for the Senators, he played at different times during the year, all 9 positions. But his forte was the middle infield, and he was also the Bengals top running back that fall, 1968. and he played basketball, and has been a lifelong golfer. From Helena Cathedral High, we have Mike Nyland, mid-1960s, a speedy outfielder. He became kind of a legendary, well, his team became kind of a legendary force in the mid-1970s in fast pitch softball for Mr. Lucky's and Helena Sand and Gravel. They were state runners-up, won a bunch of city championships. Third ball player, Tyson O'Connell, Capitol High. 1997 with the Reps, 98 with the Senators. He shared the Earl Tucker Trophy as batting champ, team batting champ. And he was also the Bruins quarterback, all-conference quarterback.
Go back to Mike Nyland there for a second. That looks like a picture that could have been taken, any time before 1970, and it looks like a great, a Roger Maris type pose, or something like that.
Right, right, yeah. And I've got to know him pretty well the last couple of years. He's retired in Arizona, and he's everybody's life is a book, but especially a guy like this, the stories that he's a great storyteller.
Like Kurt Sinnes is, and he's going to keep going into August here.
Okay, here we are, August. We've got a little variety here. We've got a golfer, a rodeoer, and slow pitch softball. So the golfer is Doug Olson, a classmate of mine at Helena High, 1970. He's still going strong. He golfs his age. And he has a rare distinction of, so he has 5 holes in one, but he also has 7 albatrosses.
Oh, wow.
Now, you're a golfer, right?
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Is that 3 under par? Yeah, because 2 under is a bogey, right?
Birdie. No,
birdie?
Eagle. So 1 under's a
Eagle.
birdie. You go birdie, eagle, albatross.
Yeah, birdie, eagle, albatross. You can tell how much I know about golf, thinking it was a bogey.
And he's got 4 of those at Green Meadow. So I'm thinking I know the holes that he probably number 3. It's a par 5.
Yeah.
Okay.
He did. When I was gathering this info, he gave me those hole numbers, but so 7 albatrosses,
man,
which everybody I've talked to think that that might be a state record. It's kind of an obscure mark, but he's got it. He's done it. Guy Nordahl, the Nordahl family.
Mm-hmm.
He was started out as a 6-time Last Chance Stampede mutton buster and kids steer riding champion. And then he ended up being, let's see, he's qualified for the Circuit Nationals. The Circuit Nationals. So he's been a circuit runner-up in bull riding.
Yeah, he's pretty and fun to talk with.
Yeah. Yeah, he's a character. And he was a wrestler, too, for the Bruins. But, 2017, he was the MPR. He qualified for the MPRCF Circuit Finals in Kissimmee, Florida.
Yep.
Slow pitch softball, Jared Mergel. So he started out as a wrestler at Helena High and football player. And his passion for the last, he played in 1998. So he was a member of the Bengals 1988 state runner-up football team. And so the last couple of decades, he's been playing slow pitch softball in the men's league for different teams, different divisions. Okay, September. We have 2 soccer players. Helena High boy, Capitol High girl. The boy is Josh Mays. He was a 3-year starter for the Bengal Kickers. And he was also a pole vaulter on the track team. He was a member of several of those Arsenal championship teams in the summertime. Capital girl is Jamie Holst. She was an all-star 4-year starter from 2009 to 12, and she became all-state player, all-state selection her senior year. Cross country is Hannah Rohrer Fitzhugh. Kind of a more contemporary athlete, and she did cross country and distance running from the track team. And she went on to run college at Westminster College. And her highlight in college, she was a third place finish at the RMAC Indoor Conference Championships in the in the 5,000 meters with a school record.
Man, runners just blow my mind.
Yeah, that's a lot of fortitude, a lot of self-discipline.
Yeah, yeah.
And what do you think about when you run for,
I don't think, because I don't run.
Quitting? That's what I think about. Okay, and then we overlap into October with, let's see, we've got 2 volleyball and a cross country, Alan Stockdale from Helena High, another classmate of mine. He was an all-state. Got him in here for cross country, but he actually made all-state in track for the mile and the 2 mile, and he went on to run for. He had a bad foot injury, kind of shortened his career, but he did go to run for the University of Montana for a bit. Volleyball player, Helena High, Kendall Williams. She was a member of those back-to-back state championships for the Lady Bengals volleyball in 2010 and 2011. And she went on to an all-conference career for MSU Billings in volleyball. But she earned 11 letters at Helena High.
And I remember state basketball her senior year. There was a lot of talk of what sport is she going to go to in college? Was it going to be volleyball? Was it going to be basketball? Because she was so good in both.
Right.
Man,
Yeah.
she was fun to watch.
As I remember, she always wanted to be go in basketball, and then it kind of evolved into volleyball. But yeah, that team placed third at state that she was on. She was an all-state basketball player too.
Yep.
Oh, she was the Gatorade Player of the Year in volleyball.
Yeah, let's not forget that.
Right.
Pretty good mom too. She's got a pretty good mom.
Yeah, right. Sheila. Pretty good stock.
Yeah.
The Capital Spiker is Savannah Smith, and she also was. I thought she was a better softball player than volleyball player, but what do I know? So she was. She played college volleyball. She was an all-state volleyball player for the Bruins, and she had some. She would lead the team in spikes and kills at 5'6".
Man,
so she was a jumper, right?
Yep.
She had some hops. And great softball player, great hitter. She was so fast, she'd beat out infield hits all the time, run down fly balls in the center field. And she went on to play for Adams State University volleyball in Alamosa, Colorado.
Yep.
Okay, next, November. This is football month in my calendar. I don't know what it is in Neil Sedaka's, but
November, give thanks that you are mine.
Okay. Helena High football, Benji Robinson. He still has that long-standing record, 357 yards in a game. Hewitt came close to it. This latest guy came close to it, but it still stands. And then he went on to Carroll College and was a Frontier Conference Player of the Year and honorable mention All-American.
5 touchdowns in a game. That is the Helena High record, right?
Well, it's been broken. What's his name? Hewitt had 6.
Oh, that's right.
Was
Yeah.
fun.
Yep.
Yeah, but Hewitt tied it a couple times and then had 6 his senior year.
Because I know Ryan Arnson tied it once.
Right.
He had 5 in
Well,
a
yeah,
game.
right.
Yeah.
Rushing.
Right.
And that rushing touchdown, that goes all the way back to the 1930s.
Yes.
Bob Henshaw.
Yes.
Yeah, he was the first one to do it. So the rushing one, I don't believe has been broken, but the passing one has. And the total one. Right. Because Hewitt had 7, like 6 passing and 1 rushing.
Right. Yeah.
Benji was the Frontier Offensive Player of the Year. Next is Gunnar Brecky from Capitol High, a little more contemporary, and he had 11 letters for the Bruins. But football, he went on to play for Montana State and a trackster, sprinter relays.
If you put Gunnar Brecky against Tom Carter, who wins?
Carter has both the records, in the 100 and the 200. So you got to go with Carter, but Brecky's a half a step behind.
Oh man, he was so fun to watch at MSU. When he was
Well,
healthy.
Brecky, right? And Brecky was a Gatorade Player of the Year, by the way.
Yep.
What year was that? 2011. State Championship, 2011.
Yeah.
Maybe it was 2012. Anyway, one of those. Kenny McLaughlin, Helena Central High. This is after Helena Cathedral changed to Helena Central in '68. The last couple of years, 4 years. And Kenny McLaughlin was a good running back / receiver. He was at the top of the charts in rushing and receiving, and on defense, he was a linebacker. And they had a good team. They were 7-1 his senior year, which was the best record in program history, dating back to when football first started at the school in 1954.
And they only gave up 4.5 points a game.
Yeah, that's pretty good defense.
Oh man,
right? Right?
Yeah, Mike Van Diesel would be proud of that.
Yeah, well, Mike was on that team. Mike would have been a sophomore. Yeah,
okay.
Mike was a sophomore on that team, so he was part of that. And they, I think they had 4 shutouts.
Oh man,
at least 3. Oh, and the game they lost 3-0.
Oh, of course. Well,
to Hamilton on a field goal by Al Roy.
Oh man,
trophy case Al Roy.
Yep.
State champion weightlifter. Yeah.
Man, that's tough.
All right, we're to December.
A second Lieberg.
Yes. Darby Sasek Lieberg. She was 3 sports: volleyball, basketball, track. Tough basketball player. All-state player. In track, she had a PR of 5 foot 5.5, and pretty close to her height.
Yeah.
I think she might be 5'6", 5'5". So good all around athlete.
So is she sister-in-law with Heather?
Yeah. So I don't know if their husband. I'm not sure about that, Jason. Their husbands are either brothers or cousins.
Okay.
No, I think the husbands are brothers.
Okay.
So yeah, they'd be sister-in-law.
So I think it's her son that's playing at Carroll now, or in high school now at Helena High.
Yeah. So yeah, Jackson.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is her nephew.
Oh, her nephew. Okay.
Her daughter. Yeah. Let's see. Her daughter. She's got a daughter that plays. And is there a? I'm not sure. Anyway, Savannah Bignell, more contemporary, Capitol High basketball, 3 sports, and she was part of that 2015 state championship team for the Lady Bruins.
Yep.
And then at Montana Western, 2019 national champions.
Yep.
So, and she was an honorable mention All-American.
She's one of those players that was, I always said when I was doing Carroll games against Western, she was like a gnat. She was just going to annoy you defensively, and you could not get rid of her. And she had a knack of coming up with loose balls, and she had a knack of scoring a big bucket when needed.
Yeah, in the clutch. And, that's what happens when your cousins are Clay and Brian Bignell, and that's who you play. That's who you play out in the barn in the wintertime.
Right.
With rims, with hoops in the barn on the ground floor, on the hard floor.
Well, she was one of 3 Bignells on the Western roster at the same time, because you had Kay, Savannah, and Frankie.
Sammy.
Oh, Sammy.
Yeah, I think that's right. Sammy, Kay, and Savannah.
Yeah. Crazy.
And then last but not least is one of the Fighting O'Learys, one of the original Fighting O'Learys, Dave O'Leary, and his brother, Red, told me that he was the best, Dave. He qualified for the national AAUs in Chicago, one of several state AAU and Gold Gloves champions. And a lot of stories about Dave O'Leary. And most of them are not in the ring.
Well, with a name like O'Leary, you're probably Irish and you're probably a boxer. That just makes sense.
Oh, they were tough. Red one time showed they came from Texas originally. Came up to Butte in like 1946, but they came from Texas, and there's a picture of the 5 of them, and that was their name, the Fighting O'Learys.
Man,
and they were all standing around a car in the t-shirts. A typical late 30s, early 40s photo.
Sure,
standing around a Model T or whatever, an old vehicle. T-shirts, cigarettes rolled up in the sleeve.
Yep.
And I said to Red, I said, "Man, you guys look like a tough-looking crew." And he said, "I can assure you, we were."
Oh, that is great.
So that's my calendar. It's on sale at Buzz Boutique. I'll be signing Friday. Normally, I was 4:30 to 6 on Fridays, but now this week it'll be 5:15. I'm going to be late. And Saturday morning, 10 to noon.
Okay.
You can text me at 406-594-2878.
The 8th annual Helena Capital City Sports Grades.
Right.
When do I get to be in there?
When do you what?
When do I get to be in the calendar? I consider myself a sports grade. I talk Helena sports.
Yeah.
I'm not as great as Kurt Sinnis, though.
You're better than Kurt Sinnis.
No. I don't have the memory that you do. I don't have the writing skills. Nope. It's all you.
I used to be that.
You still are.
It's fading fast, man.
I still read your work, and it's still fun to catch up sidelines with Sinnis, 406mtsports.com. Just love that stuff that you do. So, and of course the war veteran or the veteran stories that you put out are fantastic.
Yeah, well, it's it kind of makes up for my lackluster service. I was the ultimate underachiever when I was in the service. The only thing I wanted out of the service was out when I was there. But
sound like my son right now.
This is kind of my way to make up for, what I didn't do back then.
Well, get his calendar. Buzz Boutique tomorrow, 5:15, and then Saturday, 10 to noon. Get a hold of Kurt, and if you need anything answered, sports related, going back 150 years in Capital Sports, Kurt knows it. Seriously, Kurt wasn't when I was working at the radio station, and even now, if there's someone close to a record, the first text I send is to Kurt. Hey, is this a record? Nope. This guy said it in 1947. Okay, thank you.
Well, even a blind squirrel finds an acorn once in a while.
Oh, well, you've done that more than once. Tell your lovely wife hello. It is always great to chat with you. Don't be a stranger. And I look forward to chatting with you for sure next year about this time.
Yeah, and vice versa.
Kurt,
I enjoy listening to your stuff.
Well, I appreciate that. It's always a pleasure to chat with you. Have a great new year, and we'll talk next year. How's that?
Okay. Happy New Year.
Oh, the great Kurt Sinnis. Nobody does it better than him. Get his calendar. And again, he'll be at Buzz Boutique Friday from 4:30 to 6, and then Saturday 10 to noon. And he goes, oh, geez, Kyle Mihelish is Drew's cousin, not uncle. Sheesh. So no worry. Kurt knows everything, and sometimes things get mixed, but he is the best. Get his calendar. It is fantastic. On this day, it is December 29th. It is TikTok Day, not the app, but like clock. Pepper Pot Day. I have no idea what that is. On this date in 1862, the bowling ball was invented. 1933, Yankees owner Jacob Ruppert refuses to release future Hall of Fame slugger Babe Ruth so that Babe could manage the Cincinnati Reds. 1934, the first collegiate basketball doubleheader played at Madison Square Garden. New York University beat Notre Dame 25-18, and Westminster knocked off St. John's 37-33. 1982, Paul Bear Bryant ends his career at Alabama with 323 career wins. And in 1984, Wayne Gretzky scored his NHL career 32nd hat trick. Also added 3 assists in a 6-3 win over Detroit, his 100th point in just 35 games, the second fastest in history. He did it in 34 games in 1983, the previous year. That is on this day in history. Let's do this.
We're almost at the end of the show. What did we learn? And what did he miss? Time for the walk-off.
The walk-off presented by Cafe Zydeco, where the Big Easy meets the Big Sky. Make sure you stop in for the best Cajun this side of New Orleans. I am thinking lunch there tomorrow. If you want to join me, I'll probably be there around 11:30 or so. Just saying. It's a great place to visit. It's a great place to eat. And great staff as well. Go in and see Miss Lou. We had a great show today. We had a great week. Kyle Mihelish, Drew Mihelish's cousin. Guy Almquist, Katie Garson-Forba, Ty Ridgway, Brandon Day, Kurt Sinnis. What a fun week it was. We'll do it again next week. We're going to talk a book. It's called Dear Sienna, but it is called Letters to Every Daughter by Ashley Giris. And Ashley's going to join us on the show next week. We're also going to check in with basketball coaches in the area, and who knows, probably across the state. Big Sky Conference basketball starts tonight for the Cats and Grizz, and Lady Grizz and Bobcat women. Both the Bobcat men and women looking to defend Big Sky Conference titles and tournament titles. Looking to get back to the NCAA. Is this Danny Sprinkle's final year if the Cats go back to the big dance? A lot of talk down there in Bozeman. In case you missed it earlier, Isaiah Fonse entering the transfer portal. Montana State's all-time leading rusher. And best of luck to Isaiah. He's had a great career at MSU, and hopefully he gets hooked up with a Power 5 school in the Big Ten, the SEC, the Pac-12. He can do it. And it would be cool. Get him down in Texas with Jeff Choate. Just saying. That would be pretty darn cool. The reuniting? Well, they'd reunite. Anyway. Oh, man, what a great week. It is so good to be back. And can't wait to do it again next week. We'll have our Art of Concepts Performance of the Week next week. I have a really good idea of who it's going to be. And not related, or maybe it is. Congratulations, Camden Hilborn, the now new all-time career assist leader at Carroll College with 418. Set the record today in a win against Lakeland. Providence men lost 94-89 today down in Billings to Dickinson State. They'll face Southern Alberta Institute of Technology tomorrow. It's the final week of non-conference play in the Frontier. Next week, the season begins. We'll be back next week as well. Looking forward to it. Can't wait. Hey, have a happy, and very safe New Year's. Okay? May all your wishes come true in 2023. We'll see you next year. Thank you to all of our great sponsors, all of our fantastic listeners. 49 states, almost 55 countries now listen to the Jason Walker Show. We couldn't do it without the great support from people like you. Tweet us anytime at JWalkerSports. Happy New Year. Happy holidays. We will see you in 2023 here on the Jason Walker Show.
The Jason Walker Show is produced by the Jason Walker Media Company. Any reuse, rebroadcast, or retransmission without the express written consent of the Jason Walker Show is strictly prohibited. Just listen, watch, and enjoy.